All right, everybody. We are back. That was Ocarina of Time. Now, as someone who has played Ocarina of Time a lot and even done speedruns of Ocarina of Time, the same category, not quite to the same degree, I can tell you for a fact that that run can definitely be pretty rough and can definitely go haywire. So, you know, not really surprised, but it was a fantastic showcase. Lake is a fantastic runner, and I'm glad we got to see that. I hope you guys enjoyed donating for it. But CJ has mentioned in chat, up next we have Super Mario 64 70 Star. We are still, I think it's about 140. I can get the exact number here in a second. But we are still a little over $100 away from the bonus run for SM64. If you'd like to see an extra short little run afterwards, it's not very long, but if you'd like to donate to see a little extra, keep the night going a little longer, we have a donation incentive for Super Mario 64 Sapphire, which is a ROM hack, which is in the 0-star category. We have to raise 178 out of 30. That is $148. If anybody would like to see more SM64, gotta pay for that. CJ has mentioned we have never missed an incentive for SDAT. Let's not start now. But anyways. All right, this is the last runner of the night. After this, we'll be shutting down, and we'll be coming back tomorrow. We got some more cool stuff for you starting tomorrow. Pull up the schedule here. I got that right there. Tomorrow, starting off with Fury, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, Sonic Robo Blast 2, Sonic Mania, Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited. We've got a Sonic block tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say. Followed by Donkey Kong Country 3 and then 2, Extreme G or XGRA, Portal 2, Paper Mario. Got some great runs for you tomorrow. But anyways. One last thing I want to mention is that the bid war for the next SpeedDocs video after the next video. Shadow of the Colossus, the video that's coming out right now. Not right now, but the video that's just finished and is going to be releasing this weekend. Right. That video, the next video after that has already been decided, but the next video is up for grabs. You can vote. Make your voice heard. You want to see Jack 2? By all means, put your money towards that. You want to see Donkey Kong Country 3? Again, put your money towards it. Put your money where your mouth is. If you want to see a particular one that we have suggested, those are on our radar. By all means, go ahead and throw your money in there. That incentive will be active all weekend. Sorry, all event, which is next weekend too. So if you don't know what you want to vote for or donate towards, you can donate towards that at any point during the marathon, even through next week until the very last day. Keep that in mind. And anyways, it's getting a little late. Let's go ahead and send it on over. And let's go ahead and we're going to do a quick commercial break, and then we're going to get started with our final run of the night. And we'll see you then. Hang on.
ساكن أنا وأخواتي هذا المخيم من سنة. صعبة راحت عنا الدار، ما ساكنين بضيعتنا، ساكنين بخيمة. بعد 10 سنين ما بقدر ندخل المدرسة، بعدين نضرب منه هيك ما بقدر ندخل المدرسة، ما بصير بالجامعة. الحرب استلت علينا، خلتنا ننزح من بيوتنا. هلا لما بكبر بصير قاسي وأعلم الأولاد ما يضلوا يدوا المدرسة. بلبنان عايشين في خيمتنا صايرة جملون، عايشين فيها أنا وأمي وأخواتي وأبوي. أتذكر أحلامي الحلوة، أتذكر بيتنا كيف كان، بس هلأ انهدم. نرجع على بيتنا ونعيش بسلام بس. لما جينا رحلنا لهون صار حالتنا ضيقة كتير. قمت أنا رحت أشتغل بالاستيراد، صار الزعران بعيطولي بيقولوا لي أنا بعطيك مصاري وتعي معي. شغل في زعران بيلطشونا بالمدرسة، ما في حدا بيلطشنا، في استاذية واستاذيات. تعلمت إنه نحن بهذا العمر لازم هلا بنكون على المدرسة منه نصير كبار. عطتنا مبلغ ساعدنا الأطفال.
It's rough, dude. Alrighty, we are back for the last stretch of the marathon today. We have Collins VG here playing SM64.
Today, very excited to to be a part of the marathon, so appreciate everybody for having me. And on co-coms here, I have Vadronis, who is a 120-star runner, 70-star runner, GSA commentator, like myself and various other community event commentators. So how's it going, Vadronis?
Hello, hello. I'm doing great tonight. You know, it was a while ago that you asked me to do this, and I was kind of surprised that you were running in a marathon, but I think it's pretty cool. Got to talk with some of the SpeedDocs guys here as well, and I think this is a pretty sweet event, and I'm excited to have this. So, initially we were thinking a 120-star, but the hour grew late, and we had to be a bit flexible, or I mean, we wanted to be a bit flexible here, so we're gonna do this little known obscure category for this retro game of Days Gone By called 70 Star in Mario 64, if you haven't heard of it. And
hang on, real quick. I wanted to let you know, stream is frozen, so give us a second. We're going to swap back to intermission really quick, fix that, then we're going to get started.
Cool.
So,
was our audio live or no?
I believe so.
Hello, friends.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. We're gonna go back in about 5 seconds.
Okay, are we good? We're moving. All right. Sorry about that.
Hello.
Hey, he's moving.
I am here and I am moving. Cool, excellent. So I think we're good to go, correct?
Yes, we are ready. So take it away.
Awesome.
Give us a
All right.
countdown.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So in Mario, as most of you know, we start on restart or console turn on. So yeah, we're gonna do that. So I'll give you the countdown, and we'll go from 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's me, Mario.
All right, and Collins is, of course, playing on an original N64 console. How's your controller looking? What are we playing with tonight?
So we got my dog's on the wire, but we got the gold.
Classy.
Yeah, so it's the Punk A, the gold controller. I started my timer late, by the way. Yeah, so there's Sarah in the chat. But yeah, so Super Mario 64, we're all familiar. One of the most popular speed games of all time. One of my favorite speed games of all time. My main speed game. So very excited to be here, like I said, and maybe we'll see the dogs in a bit. But yeah, so Vadronis and I are just gonna go through kind of like we normally would in the commentary. Want to give you guys a little bit more insight than maybe you would see in like a race setting, you know, because a lot of the time the races are pretty fast paced and whatnot, and there's not a ton of time to explain things. But first things first, let's hope I hit Lakitu skip, and I did.
All right.
Excellently
So
done,
good
me.
start there.
Yeah, you always like to hit that Lakitu skip first, because honestly, it is one of like the harder, like it is kind of a tough strat in my opinion, and it's one of those things where you just really want to kind of set the tone right off the bat here. But we're gonna go for bomb flip here. My camera setup is a bit jank, but yeah. So the goal of 70 star obviously is think any percent no major glitches, right? So we can't do BLJs. And Vadronis, if you want to explain, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do Womps 8 if you want to explain the difference.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So you have a few different route options. The least marathon friendly would be what we call Womps 10, where you start out with the very infamous island hop strategy, where you will do a very precise wall kick and get a first frame wall kick, which will increase your speed, let you do a nice jump dive onto the floating island, which has a star, which we'll be getting later. But if you do that as the first star in the run, it saves you a trip back to Bob-on Battlefield, and that's about a 5-second time save. Womps 8 is skipping that, and also just doing a a slide after Womps as well. So we're going to be doing Womps, the 2 secret slides, Wing Cap and Dark World, and then heading back to do Sky Jump, which we'll be using the Wing Cap for instead of Island Hop.
And the reason I'm doing Womps 8 is because I'm more familiar with Womps 8. I don't traditionally run 70 Star too frequently, and 70 in 120 the meta is kind of Womps 8 generally. It's still faster to do Womps 9, but not a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I don't think this will work. Did not.
Oh. Yeah, so you guys have probably seen Canon List. I think we'll try to do a bit of a mixture of talking about game mechanics and also maybe a little bit of just kind of tangents and storytelling as well, because it's probably not the first time most of you have seen 70 Star. But if it is, then hope you enjoy it anyway, but you know, we'll try to have a bit of something for everyone here. And that Canvas attempt was unsuccessful. And I actually want to ask, because this is pretty good timing considering the 70 Star video just came out for 16 Star. I wonder if you guys have all seen that one in the chat. He talked about Canvas a little bit, but I will actually complain a little bit. He didn't talk like too much about some of the other things, which we'll get to. Canvas, though, I think he did explain pretty well. You grab a star that's in the wall by ledge grabbing, which actually lets your hitbox touch the star as if you were standing inside the wall and not just ledge grabbing it. So you'll get that one, and then we'll be heading around for 100 coin. This is probably the most difficult star, even though it doesn't have a fancy name like Canonless or Owless. It just has a lot of movement, and you know, when there's a lot that can go wrong, you know, you're more liable to fail something. And there's also this cycle that Colin is looking to catch, and he's going for very safe half cycle movement here, which means that he's going to be catching this wooden plank as it moves around in the circle.
Yeah, half cycle is obviously a bit more, it's obviously, as you said, a bit more safe, especially for a marathon setting here. You run the risk of, with the faster cycle, whether it be just fast cycle or pro cycle, you run the risk of getting the wild blue star by mistake. And obviously that's a very, very unfortunate error to make in a run because you're losing quite a bit. Exactly. So we'll finish up the 100 coin here. That actually went a little bit better than, yeah, it was decent. It wasn't too bad. Yeah, but Jonas said earlier he was a little bit surprised that I was doing a marathon event, and honestly, I myself am a bit surprised. I don't typically do no reset kind of stuff. I'm more just a commentator than I am a player. So, but it is fun to be here. So we'll kind of go through the rest of WOMPs here, and then we'll kind of get into the meat and potatoes of the run as we continue forward. But yeah, so decent WOMPs so far. Canonless, obviously, a bit of an issue. I was a little bit too far to the right there. That setup that I went for was called texture setup, and it's liable to fail sometimes, and that's just kind of how it is.
Yep. So one more star in WOMPs, and I would say this is going pretty well. I actually don't know exactly your time, but this will be a pretty okay WOMPs exit. You know, for 70 Star, I think WOMPs is something that you really just kind of want to get through without too much going wrong. You can have some mistakes here, like you missed Canvas, but that's fine. There's really nothing too huge to get worried about here, and this will be the last star, triple jumping up here, which we'll be skipping pretty much all of the intended movement to get up the fortress, but there you have it, that's WOMPs.
So that was a 617 WOMPs, according to the timer here. To put that into perspective, it's not too bad, but I did lose about 10 seconds on, I'm doing 120 movement, apologies. So had I hit that Canonless, I would have gotten about a 607 or a 608 WOMPs, which is pretty solid. You know, obviously somebody like Padronis is going to be getting 550, 5x WOMPs exits, but for me that's okay.
100 coin. That's me tryharding 100 coin.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so the slide is basic, very basic. We're just going to do a skip here, and 13.6 is a very, very bad slide. I will apologize in advance. I triple jumped into the star. My slide is not super incredible, so apologies there. And as I said a bit earlier, you know, I am a 120 runner primarily, so 70, you know, just kind of gotta break a little bit of muscle memory, kind of going back in here as I struggle to enter the slide, but we are good to go. So we'll be doing Cloud Stage after this, and flying is one of those, excuse me, not Cloud Stage, Wing Cap. And the thing about Wing Cap is, I mean, the thing with flying in general in this game, honestly, is it's a lot harder than it looks. It's very touchy. There's a lot of things that kind of can go wrong, and it's very important to kind of practice that and try to get as good as some of the pros, like Cheese, for instance, probably the best flyer in the game, if I had to guess. Go figure, Cheese is one of the best in the world at something, but his flying in particular is just very, very fast. You're going to want to see nice arcs and solid angles. We want to get, you know, we want to get all the red points in order, because we are going to go out of the casually intended order here as I grab those first two. You know, you try, like I said, you want to dip down here, because as Mario picks up a little bit of speed, you'll hear that kind of wind gust, and that's what you want to hear to get that extra little boost of speed. And I mean, overall, that's what you want to see. It's not too difficult to miss those first two red coins. And I'm going to actually jump from the switch. I'm going to press it down and then jump off of it and not touch the ground, so I actually skip a text box there on the star. Or excuse me, I skip the switch text box by touching the star without touching the ground after hitting it, so it's something that just saves a little bit of time. I'm gonna go ahead and focus on Dark World here, Badronis, if you wanna explain.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dark World is, if you had to tally up all of the resets ever done, this would probably be about 80% of them. I'm not even exaggerating, because in LBLJ you would do Dark World first, and even if you're not doing LBLJ, you can very easily have some big slip-ups in Dark World, so praying for the best outcome here. Alright, good poverty shake cycle. And shake cycle is pretty much defined by those diamond platforms that are rotating around by the red coin, because it's kind of hanging over nothing. You can only grab it when there's a platform there, so I'm just gonna get through this. Not bad.
I'll take that for a marathon. I played it a little bit safe on the ending movement there, just because it is a bit scary. You can actually jump. You can actually single jump over that sort of that gap there, but you run the risk of you know, either missing it completely. Most of the time you'll ledge grab it. Occasionally you don't quite have the distance, so you have to kick stall in order to get onto it. But the thing that with a kick stall is that you can actually just dive right off the stage. So so I'm looking in to see here about a 10:30 Dark World exit, which, believe it or not, is 20 seconds ahead of my PB, embarrassingly enough, I think. My 70-star PB is not very optimized. My 120-star PB is a little bit better, but yeah, so we're gonna go back into BOB here, because now we have the wing cap, so we can get this star on top of the island just a little bit faster. A little bit more easily, I should say, as opposed to something like Island Hop, as Badronis was explaining earlier. The movement that I'm taking here, some Mario runners will be like, hey, isn't that slower than the speed kick movement? And the answer is no, it's not. It's not any faster. It's a lot easier. And I do not have the, yeah, I do not have the speed for that. So I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, a little bit of a lesson here. Oh my goodness,
What?
okay.
What in the world?
Alright. I guess this is kind of a case in point. Wow, that Goomba is pretty much halfway up the slope there. You don't see that too often. And yeah, a bit awkward. Okay.
Bit
Alright.
rough, bit rough, bit rough. That's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of make some comments about the mechanics of flying here, especially in regards to sky jump. There's a pretty good tutorial by, I believe it's Drogi, but explaining that when you start flying, you actually before you actually kind of pull out of your initial triple jump, you gotta keep like holding forward, and it feels counterintuitive because you're thinking you're pointing down into the ground, but actually that's how you keep your speed when you start flying. If you start holding up, like think of an airplane, you'll just kind of, you know, lose all your momentum and just kind of go go tail down and just sink. So anyway, that sky jump, that was a pretty big mistake, but it's alright. And that's wall kicks will work, which if you ever try to do that star casually, you'd be spending a few minutes going all the way around the level to get to the bottom, and then go down this like little secret ledge and end up at that area. So that star takes about 10 seconds or less in the speed run. And we're gonna try to get this baby penguin.
Baby penguin's kind of tough to grab sometimes. I messed up the initial movement there, but yeah, CCM is one of those stages here. It's very important in any category, 70 or 120. Obviously 16, you're not typically doing that with LBLJ route. The 100 coin here is very, very important, especially in 70 stars. It's a very kind of make or break 100 coin. The coin counter is pretty tight, and if you miss it, you're unfortunately losing about a minute and a half. So typically, I don't grab the safety red. I don't think I'm going to this time either, just because I don't want to mess with any of the my typical strats. But it is one of those things that you do have to keep in mind. You do want to make sure the coin count is precise. But anyway, we're going to collect this slide star, which is a pretty fun little star, in my opinion. I don't know, it's kind of cool to do the little clip and you retain all your speed and you can actually send Mario right into the door without having to slow down or anything, so that's fun.
Yeah.
But now we're going to go ahead and do the 100 coin, so we'll kind of focus on this to begin with, and hope that we get out of here in one piece.
It's safe to say you're not doing the side skip route?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. That's,
While you're doing that, mind if I get in here for a second?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So we have a $50 donation from CJ It's All Good, the one and only. Comment is, listen, chat. Can I call you chat? Chat, we're close to this last incentive. Let's send this stream into one last overtime and get the last run in. What do you say? Come on. Come on. You guys can do it. I know you can.
Is this the Peter Griffin trying to convince Congress to pass like pro-smoking legislation? I don't know if any of you guys know what I'm talking about.
It's been a while. Yeah, so
good 100.
yeah, definitely solid. No major mistakes there. I'm gonna play it a bit safe here. The penguin, a lot of time you'll see people just kind of long jump before the penguin.
He took his time.
Yeah, he took his time
I probably
there.
would have gone too soon and just gotten it. It's pretty funny if you've never seen it before. If you long jump and grab that star, you know, you do your little dance and, you know, you're like, wahoo! Right, but the penguin's still going and he's just gonna steamroll you and push you underneath the ice and to your death. So
Yeah.
you definitely don't want to get in the penguin's way at that particular point.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too, sometimes you'll grab the star and you'll still get knocked off, and Mario will actually continue to do the star get animation the entire way down, and he'll actually hit the bottom, and you don't actually see Mario die, but you do in fact die, and you don't actually keep the star. I've seen that a few times in races that I've commentated. I think specifically one time Ringo did that, and it's a huge time loss, and it's really unfortunate because it's like you got the star, you just didn't really finish it out in the correct way, obviously. Oh, that's a weird mistake.
That's fine.
Let us continue.
You know, I was watching do a stream like this. Must have been like a week or so ago, but he was doing the stars the intended way, you know, and in the intended way, you're not even supposed to be able to get up here until you've done the ghost hunt star, because it raises up this little staircase in the main room that lets you access the upstairs. But you know, it's kind of crazy how easily that is subverted. Just a simple wall kick.
Yeah, you know, like obviously, you know, I'd be curious to see kind of what the devs were, you know, really thinking, like how in depth would people kind of look into this movement of this game, because there are so many possibilities and combinations of movement in this game that allow you to kind of circumvent the intended strats and what the intended method and whatnot. So like this side flip wall kick, for instance, just something that you know, you're just skipping a big portion of the star seemingly pretty easily. So yeah, that's BBH. BBH is very fast here in 70 Star. 120, you know, is a bit different, but now we are down into the basement, which is, some people say, one of the harder portions of the run, and I'm inclined to agree.
Okay. I thought you were about to say like, but, and then you're like, nah, I agree.
No, I agree. And here's the thing, you know, because we have to collect MIPS first here. Obviously, we have to make sure we get him. And since I'm on English, the English version MIPS is very slow.
Do you know what MIPS stands for?
It's something to do with the processor that they made the N64 with. I don't know.
Small pipe processor without interlocked pipe on the stages.
I love it. That's why I have you here. All right, we're gonna go for pillarless here, so let's hope this works out.
Alright. Big moment here, big bomb. Getting the regrab. That was skippy. Oh, he's lost it. Okay.
That was weird. You know, I'm not even gonna say the meme, but like that, I'm gonna do it anyway. That's never happened to me before. Like, that was insane.
Yeah, I think the place you regrounded it was far to the left, so that, you know, when you went down the hill, you went onto the white slope again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but no big deal. This actually is a frame perfect trick. We don't really mention that super frequently, but it is.
Yeah. At least grabbing big bomb is. You got it again. Frame perfect gaming. Alright, nice. Okay.
You know, I can't complain with a second try pillarless there. Typically, you know, I get it first try, but, you know, this is how no reset goes. And we're going to go ahead and grab the Talon Star here. You see, if anybody had watched the Summoning Salt 16 star video, which has been kind of making the rounds lately. I don't know if he touches on this one too much, but there have been a few optimizations that people have been making to this star in particular in the shorter categories that are quite interesting. I took it very safe there, but you know, you see people not using the fly guy sometimes, which is fun. It's very difficult.
That's probably absurd. Like, I would say 2 years ago, no one would have thought that would be an RTA strat. It's pretty much something people only did for single star, which is pretty much like the IL kind of run. And that involves, you know, a first frame rollout, first frame slide kick, very precise long jump to touch the bird. It's just got so many moving parts in it. So in 70 star and 120 star, you'll see everyone do the tried and true fly guy balance, which is pretty cool still.
Yeah, absolutely.
But those 16 people are kind of on another level in the short stars.
Yeah, the things that they've mastered, they certainly have mastered. But anyway, we're here in LLL. And
fun fact, that's the only other time we're going to use the wing cap in the whole run.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. 120 would be a different story, but 70, yeah. And I'm going to go for lava boost here. It's not too difficult of a trick, but you don't have to do it, and that's not a great start. It's something that you don't really typically have to do in 120. Well, you shouldn't ever have to do it in 120, presumably, but
This might be an elevator.
yeah, this is going to be an elevator star instead. You want to make sure, obviously, you're boosting on the lava, and you take damage when burning on the lava. So
That would be very bad. Okay.
that was almost terrible, but we made it. So yeah, we'll go for lava boost here. And like I said, I'm not typically used to it. I'm just doing 120, but we should be fine. I'm gonna go for what's called main boost.
Yeah, there are maybe like 5 different methods people to come up with for doing the lava boost. Because not all of this like lava waterfall is actually active lava. Some of it's just kind of graphics. There you go. Looks pretty cool diving into the wall of fire.
Definitely played it a bit safe there. Like I said, it's not the worst death that you can take in this game, in this run specifically, but you certainly want to avoid it at all costs. If you die in the volcano, you actually just respawn back into the volcano. So that's I guess one benefit you could say to to dying on Lava Boost or the Elevator Star. And here I'm just gonna go for the Bully Star and go for this ending here where I can actually long jump a bit ahead of time so I can hit these stairs. And if I just mash, I can get 2 long jumps right into the star. So it's a bit quicker of an ending. I think it saves about a second.
I wanna plug myself here for a moment. I was on a really good 120 run the other day, and I was doing the Bully Star, and I was doing that ending, but somehow my second long jump was a bit too far forward. I think it just got a lot of dust. Oh, this is gonna be a bit scary. I'll have to hold my breath.
This is not a great mistake to make, but we're good.
All right, he's about to get that ledge grab and make this floating raft over, so we're still in business. But anyway, I hit a third long jump on accident. Oh,
that's really annoying.
Okay, all right, now he's near death. If these bullies get to him, this could be it.
Please!
Oh my goodness.
All right, we're good.
Don't do it. Okay. He's alive.
All right, we're good.
Anyway, all I was saying is that I did a third long jump, went over the star, and went into the lava behind and died, and I lost my speed run. Very sad.
That's a really unfortunate mistake to make. You can also ledge grab there on those like sort of falling blocks and immediately die. So, but yeah. So now we're gonna go to Dire Docks. Squeak's 15's favorite stage. Very, very chill music here, and we have a couple stars that aren't too bad. And specifically the one that a lot of people have issue with here is the Manta Star, which we can explain later.
There is no explanation. It doesn't cooperate sometimes. Alright, getting the first star here. Swimming down to collect some chests. This is kind of a good start if you're looking to practice your swimming mechanics, trying to kind of navigate, touching the chests, not getting caught in the whirlpool. Getting this kind of blinded around the fourth one is a little bit tricky, and he's sort of got it. You can see he kind of got sucked into the whirlpool a little bit, which loses some time, but could have been a lot worse. And, you know, at this point, you know, we're getting to about the halfway point in the run where we're going to get the Fire Sea Bowser stage done and get that second key. And after that, we'll be going upstairs, which is full of some pretty cool stuff, I would say. Now, for Dire Docks, you know, it's one of those stars where if you're, you know, new to 70 or whatever, you'll probably leak a lot of time just to doing little things poorly. But, you know, after doing 120, it just feels very easy. I don't know if you've had the same experience.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get Lord Bowser's Sub, which is the only star you get in every category other than 0 star. Is it is the only way to access Bowser in the Fire Sea. There's a lot of lag on the sub.
Quite a bit. I tried to reduce it as much as I could, but unfortunately they're missed a rollout, so the dust especially creates a lot of extra lag. But we're gonna go for the Manta Star here. It's notoriously difficult, notoriously annoying. The hitboxes are all sorts of messed up, so hopefully I get okay. Hopefully I do it okay.
Yeah, last year I was like really excited when Nintendo announced their 3D All-Stars, and I thought it was going to be kind of like the equivalent of like, you know, a Skyward Sword HD or something, but, you know, for Mario 64 and Sunshine. But it was just a port of the Shindo version, which is the version that was released a year later in Japan, which patched BLJs and reduced lag by increasing load times, among a couple other little things. But we're going to be going into Fire Sea now, which is actually my favorite star in the game. It's another cycle-based Bowser level where you'll be collecting 8 red coins. And hopefully Collins can get this lava boost early cycle, and it's pretty hype if you can get it. And until about 2 years ago, we did a very different method to collect the red coin in the caves. It looked cooler, but it was a bit slower and way harder. Oh, this is going to be tight. That's not a good angle for the triple jump.
Nope, it was not at all.
Alright, we can still make an early cycle here. You see that elevator as it goes up. It's possible to long jump and make it there.
Yeah, unfortunately, did not mean to hit A there. And I don't want to get that red coin there because it can kind of screw up your sort of kind of where you are.
So
So,
now. Yep.
so unfortunately, they're just a bit slow, and I will make an excuse and say that I very rarely. I've not been doing a ton of runs lately. I don't know how I missed that.
Okay.
Okay, insane.
A bit tricky.
Yeah.
You know, I actually have a visual cue. If I have to do normal cycle, once the let's finish the start first.
Please,
I have a very dumb.
Just grab the ledge, my guy. All right, we're good.
This has never happened before. Very unlucky.
XD.
Yeah. Alright. Let's get in there. What's some of the timer on your thing?
28, which is really bad. It's like about 30. This will end up being like 45 seconds behind my PB.
That's fine. Just wondering.
So we hit that throw. Very punishing throw to miss there, so I'm glad that I hit it. It's one of the worst feelings in the world to be on a solid pace upstairs, and then, you know, unfortunately miss that throw. It does lose quite a bit of time, but yeah, so we're about a minute behind PB, I believe, at this point, which, so it goes. You know, a couple big mistakes down in basement, like I said, pretty tough stage, but we're going upstairs now. Upstairs, it gets fun. There's a lot of cool stars there. You know, I've been doing a lot of up RTA for 120 as of the past couple weeks when I do play, so hopefully we'll see some good gameplay. But upstairs is fun. We're gonna head into Wet Dry World here first, and Wet Dry World's a really fun stage. And I have to remember not to go to the top water level, which I almost did by accident. This is gonna be medium, I believe.
It's be low. Oh, you're right. It's medium. Never mind.
Yep. So I'm gonna go in a bit different of an order than I'm used to. The reason being, if you enter depending on where you enter the painting, the water level changes. So
Yep.
I entered
And
it
that's
medium.
the one star we do in 78. I use the medium level. The others will use the low level. And the high water level is only used in 120 to go get the quick race to downtown star, everyone's favorite. And yeah, other than that, like you can really see that when you get upstairs, Nintendo just kind of took the training wheels off. You got some pretty cool level concepts with Wet Dry World, Tiny Beach Island, and a few others.
It's unfortunate RNG right there. This is not a coin perfect stage, but this route you're allowed to miss one coin here. So we got, yeah, I got solid RNG. Hopefully not getting burned here. That was weird.
Looking pretty clean here.
It's an alright start. You know, like I said, being used to 120, this is actually a different, we don't utilize this movement in 120, so we actually combine the 100s plus the red coins. And here we're going to be getting all the secrets and all the reds together. Excuse me, all the coins, the 100 coins and the secrets together, so it's going to be just a little bit different of movement here. But overall, pretty fun 100 coin. And if I do say so myself, it's going okay so far.
Gotcha. Okay. I forget who I was watching the other day, but they were doing the Wet Dry World 100 and then just kind of got grabbed by the truck here and lost their run.
Yeah, it unfortunately happens. Ooh, that was weird. I should have grabbed that.
And there you go. It's kind of crazy, like, considering there's a whole other half of the stage, you can get 100 coins in just this kind of outside area, so...
There are, like I said, there are 2 backup boxes that you can get, but they lose a bit of time and it's not really preferable.
Yeah.
Gonna go for the elevator star here, do the tried and true patented Madrona's method of the camera. It's a bit of a lag reduction on top of just making the angle a bit easier there, and luckily I did not break that coin box because that creates a lot of excess lag.
Good timing on the wall kicks. There is a little bit of lag going up the elevator, and pretty much when you're trying to time wall kick inputs, which in Mario 64, you only have 5 frames to do them. It's quite comfortable once you get used to it, but considering that's, you know, 0.16 of a second and you have lag, it's very easy to mistime one of them and fall all the way down. And that can be pretty punishing.
Oh my god.
And you know, I guess that's something you can do as well, is just run into some walls.
Yeah, what I did there was change out of Mario Canvas a bit early. And by the way, as somebody asked in the chat, my PB was, it's a 15. Sorry, 15. Oh my goodness. A 52-12.
Okay.
So, yep. That was had a long time ago. It's been a minute. But yeah, so we're into THI here, one of the tougher stages. THI secrets that I'm about to do. Kind of a toughie. Do you want to explain the difference between like the route that I'm doing and the like beginner route?
Yeah, I guess so. Like,
I'm gonna look like a beginner here. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Insanity. Actual
oh
insanity.
my goodness.
I lost the run to RNG, dude.
Did you know the fastest way to get rid of the fire is by jumping twice? You'll actually only lose 2 hit points instead of 3. Which, if you didn't know that, it's kind of cool. Which, don't do that in real life, stop, drop, and roll and all that, but in Mario, 2 quick jumps and the fire will, or it should run out right away. But yeah, I guess the beginner route would be getting the first, I won't forget what, you know, I won't even finish that thought. We'll
You
just go to
actually,
the next
you get a different order of the secrets, and it creates quite a bit more lag.
I was just never a beginner, straight to pro.
So what I did there, unfortunately missed a little bit of the, I missed the speed kick there, so I had to kind of do a little bit of extra movement, but I don't really know primarily what we're calling it, but left side mountain clip, I guess. It's a relatively new strat, saves a little bit of time, and in all honesty, it's pretty simple, so it's an optimization that I recommend a lot of people make as they kind of get a bit more, you know, intermediate level, I should say. I think is about a good time to start implementing that strat. So, but yeah, we're gonna go for the Piranha Plants here. Piranha Plants can be just, they're pretty easy, but it can go horribly wrong if you get knocked over into the water here. It's not a great time.
I believe even our Lord and Savior D whatever like has lost the run going into the water on the Piranha Plants.
There's no like immediate backup, and there's nothing you can really do to like make it back there super quickly. But, and a little fun fact too, the menu lag in THI is actually a little bit worse than in other stages. So you'll see a lot of save and quits in THI.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, actually, I remember back in the day, I believe it happened to Ouija twice in like a day, and it was just like the most unfortunate thing ever. But yeah, so we're going into TTM here, which is a really annoying stage. Definitely a run killer for a lot of people. Padronas, maybe you want to explain kind of what I'm doing here.
Oh, and the fly guy already coming in for the first mistake of the stage. Now, these mountain cliff stars are pretty tricky, and they definitely save a lot of time circling around the mountain normally. Just kind of look at the vertical elevation on that fade out. Pretty much, we're able to clip from one water plane to another. There's the water at the beginning of the stage, and there's water at kind of the midway point where the waterfall ends up. So you see he goes through the wall, and that's possible with a dive or a jump dive, and then that water extends underneath the ground, and you can stand there. Oh, and he's going to fall down here.
It's really annoying.
Good back up the box. You know, actually, I want to shout out to the homie Dark Dog, who has the community best gold in TTM. Young up-and-coming runner who's absolutely nuts. If you haven't heard of him, probably will sometime in the near future.
Absolutely. And the reason I lost a lot of time there, obviously, was I missed the log wall kick. It only saves about a second and a half.
Well, that's all right. It's just something you can try again.
It's not really recommended to do that, by the way. The setup is a bit strange.
Alright, nice. Let's go the mountain here. Lots of wall kicks. And are you gonna do Reds next? Because Reds is, you know, to many people one of the most complicated stars in 70, and it's a pretty cool one if if you put a lot of hours in. I'm not expecting a whole lot because it's actually one that differs from 120.
Yep.
In 120 you do red coins plus 100 coins, so this part is what you would also do in 120, but there's a bit more before and a lot more after.
That's a weird mistake to make.
It's quite hard to navigate here. There's a good bit of lag. You know, you do this kind of see up camera to reduce some of it, but it also makes things a little bit trickier because you can't see very far in front of you, so there's a lot that can go wrong. It's actually not too bad of a backup.
Yeah,
We'll get through it.
Bit sketchy, like I said. I am not really used to doing the star ever at all. And honestly, all in all, we'll see how it goes here on this last star, but not too terrible of a TTM. Could have been better, but
And not gonna bust out breezeless, which is a very difficult trick where you can clip into that fence. Just because of the way fences work, it's like they want you to be on one side of the fence or the other. They don't want you to be inside of it. So if you can wall kick the wall below it in just the right way, you can get just enough inside the fence that it will push you over to the right once you grab the star. But that's a very expert level trick, not very marathon friendly. We're going to be going for Snowman's Head, a very quick star to scale all the way up to the very top of this stage in about 10 seconds. So really nice job there.
it was a bit slow, but at least we got the wall kick to work, luckily enough there. But yeah, so I'm gonna go for a bit of a route divergence here, as from, you know, as opposed to what people would normally do. I'm gonna grab one extra star here, so I don't have to do TTC 100 because it's a pretty tough star and it's not incredibly marathon friendly with a weird bonk. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab an extra star. I'm gonna grab SL Reds, and it loses about 10 seconds, but it's quite a bit safer, so I'll be doing that.
PDC 100 is one of those that have killed many a good run and will continue to do so until the end of time, but in terms of a marathon, we'll keep it safe. And actually, you know, you guys have probably seen PDC 100 before if you've watched any Mario 64, but you might not have seen SL Red Coins on its own. It's really not anything you've seen in the last, I don't know, I want to say like 3 years since people started doing the HMC late route. So this star is a little bit too slow to be included in the current modern 70 route, but you'll just be grabbing the shell and typing these red coins in. It's pretty smooth sailing.
And again, this isn't something that we'd be doing in 120, so I'm like hesitating a little bit as I'm like moving here to go underneath the star there. But yeah, so just a little bit of a, like I said, a bit of a route divergence that doesn't lose too much time, but is quite a bit safer. So we have two pretty easy stars to finish up here. Chill the Bully. I think of this as the Kevin Crunch star, because Kevin Crunch just grinded this star for like a while for some reason. I think he tied the spreadsheet record, or he got the spreadsheet record with it. I don't know. Some little anecdote.
Shoutouts to Kevin Crunch.
I love Kevin Crunch. I miss you, Kevin.
By the way, sorry, not to cut in on that, but we have another $50 donation from Anonymous. It says, loving the run so far and enjoying SDAT 2021. Looking forward to the rest of the event. Thank you, Anonymous. That's $50.
Thank you again.
Yeah. That puts us ever so closer to that Sapphire 0-star run. Hope you have it ready on deck, Collins, because you might have to do it.
I do.
That's coming up. If anyone wants to donate an extra $48, that's all we need. 48. It would get us to $16.50 today. That would be all that we need to get there. So if anybody wants to donate, wants to see a little extra, wants this marathon tonight to go a little longer, donate $48. Or maybe you guys can pool together. You know, there's 57 people in chat. If everyone threw in $1, $2, get there in a flash.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're gonna go back down to HMC here. This is a bit faster, just because typically you'd replace the SL Red Star with that MIPS. But it saves about a second. It is we'll call it a newer route. It's not new anymore, but it is newer. I'll be going for a box triple jump here, so kind of a tough strat, but my angle there was really bad.
Yeah, when the developers made Mario 64, they cut a few corners, and one of them was not putting ceilings in some of their rooms. You can go from one to the other here and land right on the star. Whoever found that out is, and I don't know who, but pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was actually wondering, like, did they not put ceilings on in any of the rooms? I was thinking maybe I could just like do wall kicks out of this spawn room and get over there, but no, there's a ceiling here. But only in the rock room and the cavern room.
I believe I still need to get Toad, yes?
Yeah, I don't think you got Toad.
Wait, no, because I have Chris's Miracle. Yeah, I didn't get. And the reason I skipped Toad was, again, 120 brain. Usually from from SSL, you just jump straight in here to do HMC 100. But nevertheless, we have now 2 more to go here before.
200 for the fans. Let's not.
Let's not do that. Yeah, I have another one here called Chris's Miracle, which a lot of people ask questions about all the time. But Jonas, if you want to explain why we call it Chris's Miracle, I think it's kind of a fun little story.
Yeah, so when Benny invented speeding in 2001, you know, he was playing Mario 64 and he got this strat and he was like, oh my god, I can't do his accent, I won't commit, but
good golly gumdrops.
Miracle and then it's done. But what we have since learned is it's due to a very fun mechanic, or not really a mechanic, but it's due to quarter frames, where, you know, Mario's position from one frame to the next is actually interpolated like 4 times per frame. So depending on where the frame is before you enter the water, you might be able to get low enough to the water that the next frame hits the switch. And it was found that you can do a triple jump wall kick at the height of your triple jump to get that certain behavior. So that's how you get it nowadays. I'm sure that was not the best explanation, but
no.
Here you go. That's it for HMC.
Yep.
And we'll be going up to Tippy. So we're getting rapidly approaching the end of the run, and I think it's been going all right so far. Marathon Strat's holding tight. We'll be doing a stomp on the bomb, and to be honest, I think it's actually kind of cool you're going for this, because you wouldn't see this in most runs anyway, and I don't know, just a bit of novelty, never hurt anybody. We'll be able to see stomp on the bomb staying alone. Probably won't be the prettiest, but
yeah, definitely
kind of something new to see.
Definitely been a while, but unfortunately first here we gotta get through Rainbow Ride, and Rainbow Ride is definitely the end of many a run. This triple jump wall kick here. Ask me why I did reds first. I have no idea, but we're gonna go ahead and do reds. Not a great idea.
What we call X-Cam, which is like single star, but for you know, commonly RTA used straps. He's currently just beat. Oh, this is really great. Good commentary. Anyway, Ouija just set a new X-Cam record on this, beating my old record by 1 frame. So I've been dethroned. This was my 1 claim to fame, and now it's gone.
I mean, you do have the Lakitu bounce tutorial as well.
Yeah, but it's not a record.
True.
Always nailed it.
Speaking of Lakitu bounce, I'm glad I got that, because the backup would have probably have to have been reds, but I already got reds by mistake for some reason. But yeah,
this is not a new cruiser run.
Yeah, so the strat that I just did there is the turnaround Lakitu bounce strat, as opposed to a side. Well, a lot of people used to do side flips. I'd say you popularized that, Badronis. Well, with your tutorial, it was a pretty good tutorial that Badronis threw together. So
I didn't come up with the strat. It was made by the great Usamune/Arch Circum, a Japanese passer and kind of theory crafter who's come up with so many ideas over the years. Oh,
That's an
unfortunate
insane mistake. I don't know how I didn't roll out.
there. Yeah, that can happen. Tricky triangles is, you know, a very common star to die on. We'll go do it again though. It's all good.
We'll do it again.
Yep.
Also, we have a $7 donation from Spicy.
Okay.
Spicy says, doing my part. Let's go. Thank you,
Spicy.
Spicy. We do appreciate it. Don't forget, we're really close. Only, what is that? Something like $41 now?
Not bad.
Not bad. It's getting closer.
Tell you what, you'll really get your money's worth. You know, every second of that run, for
Yeah.
however many seconds it goes, it's a very
For
small
however
run.
many seconds it is.
It'll be worth it.
About 90 seconds, give or take.
It's a 2-minute speed run. If you want to extend this marathon by 2 more minutes.
Yeah, so unfortunate death there in Rainbow Ride, but other than that, it was okay. We're gonna go into TTC right now, and TTC, tough stage, but we'll see if we can get through it. I hope this isn't moving.
It is moving. You screwed it up.
That's okay. No, it's not.
Nice bonk.
That was an insane bonk. TTC is my weakest stage by a lot. This stage stresses me out.
There are also lots of odd, glitchy behaviors. I don't know if you've been watching carefully, you might have seen that bonk pretty much went one way, then the other way, then back the first way. It pretty much just went, you know, ping pong like 3 different times. And there's also invisible walls, platforms that you can't ledge grab on. Lots of dumb stuff. So that you can't walk on, you just dive. So we're going back in on time stop, or are we doing stop on the clock here?
Nope, I'm gonna go ahead and do the last. I'm gonna go ahead and do get a hand.
Okay. Sweet.
If the 2K is donated, I will go ahead and invalidate this run in BLJ into bits right now. Anyway, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do Stomp the Thwomp, which is not a star that you would see typically done on its own. Usually it's paired with a 100 coin star. But we're gonna go ahead and do it on its own because I got the, you know, the star combined with, or excuse me, I got SL reds instead. Weird. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot how to do this movement.
You're getting there. It's also interesting, most 100 coin stars are either paired with like red coins or occasionally secrets. This is maybe one of like, I want to say like 300 coins in the game that's kind of paired with what would seemingly be like a random second star. Just because it's at the top of the stage.
Yeah, TTC 100, but like we said earlier, very difficult star, and towards the end of the run, kills quite a few of them, so just a few more to go here in TTC. We have 3 more to go, and luckily none of them are too bad.
Alright, and this triple jump wall too is a pretty nice skip where you can just get up to, like, pretty much skipping 2 levels of the clock here with these wall kicks. It's pretty amazing how much height you get out of a wall kick, and you know what options that opens up. You know, I'm sure like in the early days, you know, not many casual people figured this out, but it's honestly quite amazing, and it's just given I think the speed game as a whole like a very like timeless feel. It's like there's always like something new you can do.
Like I said, the move just gives you a lot of options movement-wise, which is really fun, and that's what a lot of the Mario Speed games are really fun. You know, that's a lot of the reason they're fun is because there are just so many options, and it really keeps the speedrun fresh. Because I mean, we're still coming up with strats, you know, that could be implemented to runs today. I mean, like there are optimizations that we're making all the time in this game, which is what makes it such a fun speed game.
And I would say maybe as a tangent, like. Just due to the technical constraints of the N64, like Mario 64 levels had to be like very compartmentalized, a lot of verticality, very compact, confined spaces, and those spaces are where speedrunners can really go to work. I think if you look at a game like Odyssey, which is very, very impressive, Nintendo really was able to open up the level design a lot more in ways that you couldn't really just like ping pong like up to the top of the stage in 10 seconds. You know, you actually had to go pretty much follow the level design a little bit more.
Yeah,
So,
and it is interesting too because, you know, obviously something in Odyssey, you're kind of just able to get stars in any order that you know, without having to exit the stage. But obviously, us exiting the stage every star is something that we have to kind of keep in mind when doing some of these. And there are certain stars you have to do to unlock other stars and whatnot. So it's something you got to think about, and that's what's fun about speedrunning is that there's always ways to save a little bit of amounts of time. But we're going into bits here. This is the end.
and what a run it was. I would say, you know, for your first marathon run, it could have gone a lot worse.
I agree.
I mean, I don't want to speak too soon. Let's get through the end of it, but looks like we're gonna be closing out the night here. And I would say like one thing about bits, we probably won't be going for any crazy strats here, but if you've seen any top level 16 lately, oh man, these guys are moving. If you've seen Slippery Nip, he does this moving right side into like a triple jump dive. Nuts. Kano will go for what we would call the task long jump at the beginning, saves an elevator cycle. You can see people do some pretty ridiculous stuff on just ending elevators as well.
We're gonna play it safe here.
Yeah.
And great Goomba RNG, by the way. I've never seen them quite so far away.
Insane.
You can get knocked off quite easily, but we'll switch to the Hori and let's hope that my Hori is working. It is. The throws are quite difficult, but let's see if I can clutch him out. Not even close.
I can't talk though. I've missed so many throws in recent runs. I mean, this is like half the Sapphire Zero Star run, so good
Quite-
coordination.
yeah, quite
Make him
literally.
do throws again. Like, if these go well, don't let him end on a good note. Make him suffer.
That's right. That's right. I see talk in chat. All right. We had a $420 donation from AK Akabut. There we go.
Oh, really? What a legend.
We do appreciate that, Akabut. Thank you, 420 just blaze. And I see, like I said, I see people in chat talking. You know, maybe we'll see it.
All right, 5502. Not
Oh, 55.
yeah, it was close. If I hadn't missed the throw, we would have had a 54. But a 5502, what, 2.5 minutes off my PB or so. Not the worst run in the world, especially for not playing this game for a couple of weeks. But yeah, so definitely much appreciated. Thank you to the SpeedDocs guys for having me. I love providing commentary for this game. It's one of my biggest passions, and I appreciate this community and everything they've done for me, and I like to give back. And thanks to Badronis for doing co-coms, one of my favorite co-coms to pair up with. So check out Badronis there. And like I said, unfortunately, couldn't quite clutch out the 54, but so it goes. Maybe I'll do a marathon run in the future and do a little bit better next time. But yeah, much appreciated, and hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, man, you killed it. You know, what's funny is that CJ and I were talking about schedule stuff, and you know, it's kind of unorthodox the way that we approach schedules, where a lot of times we're like, we could really use this, right? So we're like, who do we know that does this? We reach out to people, we go, hey, we want you to do a run. We're like, we could really use some more Mario. We thought, who do we know that runs SM64? And our first thought, both of us, Collins. Get Collins in here. You were our first choice. Glad that you were able to come in here.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, thank you so much for asking. I thought you were going to say your first choice was Drogi, but I am kind of the budget Drogi, so hi. This is Drogi.
At least you
Collins looks a little bit like Drogi. If you don't know what Drogi looks like, he looks like Collins.
True.
Now, Collins was also saying, like, before this happened, that he was thinking about asking Cheese or whatever to do the commentary. Now, I know Collins was your first choice, but I think it would be pretty funny if Collins was running and Cheese was commentating. Like, nice 55, Collins.
That'd be a really funny situation. And also, you know, you might look like Drogi, but at least you didn't take a big shit in my toilet. I don't know. There's a story there. I don't know if you can tell it on stream yet. But
okay.
by the way, donations have come in. We're at 1661. We have met the donation incentive for Sapphire.
Okay.
Right? Hang on. Let me refresh. It should be there.
All right.
I don't think they were. I don't think they were put towards the right incentive.
It's a very quick setup for Sapphire, I believe. Do you have it on EverDrive?
I do.
Okay. Swap it over.
So, fun fact. Well, I got 2 for you. One of them is that I haven't played Sapphire in a while. I was practicing earlier. The second is that I do hold the console world record for 30 star in Sapphire. So this is quite a big deal. That's totally a meme. Even though it is technically true, I would never list it on my accolades because it's not impressive whatsoever. Anyway, we start from file select here in Sapphire, so I'll give us a countdown from 3 and we'll kick it off. We're gonna do 0 star. It's a meme. We'll give it a go. All right.
Before you start, I just wanted to say, we got $17 from Spicy. Please don't Toquo. Okay, good night, friends. Thank you, Spicy. Really appreciate it. CJ threw in another $31. Get your keister back on that grind. So, all right, go ahead.
All right, cool. We'll start on from 3 and we'll go down. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. And for 0 star, actually, you know, you can commentate if you want. We actually didn't really plan this too much. I'm gonna clip through this door, and did you actually get it?
I got it first try. Yeah. So this is it. We're in the final Bowser stage right now, and I just almost died, but I didn't.
So I want to ask, Collins, do you know who created SM64 Sapphire?
It wasn't Case, was it?
No, it was not.
Oh. No, I do know. Was it? No. Who was it? You have to tell me. I thought I knew.
It's Nebula.
I knew it was Nebula. What a legend. Shout out
So
to Nebula.
I want to shout out Nebula because he is actually he holds the emulator world record for 120 star, but he recently switched to console and he just achieved a top 20 time of a like 141.42 or something. So ROM hacker and runner extraordinaire.
Absolutely.
So Nebula twitch.tv/Nebula27.
Nebula's an absolute legend.
He said don't choke the throws on the text box. This guy has a sense of humor.
Insane memester. The throws are a little bit weird here. But that first one should hit. Actually, while we're shouting people out, shout outs to my boy Simple Flips and Aussie Adam. He actually just got, I believe, 4th place in Sapphire, 30 stars. So yeah, good job to him. Like literally, like right before I played. I can't believe I hit all 3 throws. That's the first time I've ever hit all 3 throws. This is actually gonna be a
0 star PB.
It actually is it's gonna be a PB. I know it's a big
World
deal.
record?
Not even close. Actually, no. No. It is gonna be record.
Yo, record live on stream?
Record.
I don't think anyone's ever done it.
What's the final time?
I think it was a 44.
144.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Or 155. Excuse me, 155.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, sub 2.
Sub 2. Let's go. That's definitely a PB. I don't know if anyone's ever seriously run that before on console, but we could have a record. But yeah, that's Sapphire 0 star.
Dude, we paid for the world record. It almost didn't happen.
I think it is the world record. I'm just gonna say that.
That's like if you got the IQ world record, though. Come on.
I'm about to put it on my speedrun.com profile, so I mean, not a big deal. But yeah.
Oh my god.
My boy got the world recce.
GG.
Well, that was certainly interesting. A little 2-minute speed run.
Sub 2-minute speedrun.
Sub 2 minutes.
But yeah, excellent.
All right. Collins and Padronis, thank you so much for closing out day 2 of SDAT 2021. We're going to throw it to a